Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and it looks like we have Rakdos Aggro versus possibly Selesnya Aggro. And something I've noticed online recently is Selesnya Aggro's become much more popular, and I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know whether it's because of the bannings that happened recently, or whether they're looking forward to Aether Revolt coming out, but Selesnya Aggro is incredibly popular online right now. But, honestly looking at this, it looks like he might have just splashed green, so it might not actually be Selesnya Aggro. But either way, he blocked an Olivia's Dragoon with Selfless Spirit, and currently has now 2 Throbbing Inspectors, a Gnarlwood Dryad, which is an extremely good card. I am surprised continually at decks that run green that are creature-based that don't run Gnarlwood Dryad. I mean, I can understand why Gruul Aggro doesn't, because it doesn't really fit into their theme, but, in anything else, a 1/1 Death Touch for 1 is not a bad card, and then the fact that theoretically you can get him up to a 3/3 very quickly, he's a very good card. Honestly, not quite as good as Sylvan Advocate, but, Sylvan Advocate's a rare, and the Dryad is an uncommon. The other side has Beaumont Courier, which only got to attack once before the way was shut. Pia Nalar, Thopter Token, Insolent Neonate, Lightning Axe, discarding a land. He is getting rid of that Sylvan Advocate before he hits 6 lands. And also because, a 2/3 Vigilance is kind of a pain in the ass when you're running an aggro deck. Typically your creatures aren't really that big, especially in Rakdos. But spend some mana to buff up his Thopter Token so he can attack in for 2 more. Takes Selesnya down to 15. And really, the only thing that he needs to do here is, try and be able to stop air. Flying creatures. He's got the ground locked down. 3 cards in hand, doesn't play anything. Passes back to Rakdos, who now has 2 cards in hand. Going straight into combat. Attacking in with the Thopter again. Because why not? Your opponent can't stop him. Buff him up once. Response from Selesnya is Archangel Avacyn. That is a very good way of dealing with a flying creature. Does he have a response now? Because now is the only time that you can really get rid of her until the end of turn wears off. Does he have it? Yes, he does. Lightning Axe, discarding a land. So that'll wipe out Archangel Avacyn, leaving him free to deal the 2 damage with the Thopter. But, more importantly, Rakdos now has no cards in hand. He is top decking. And unfortunately for him, his Courier didn't get to attack very often, so he doesn't even have the option, really, of popping him to gain a card advantage. Though, since he has no cards in hand, 1 card is card advantage. Okay, sacrificed a Clue Token to draw an extra card. Trying to widen his card advantage a little bit, and more importantly, dig for some answers here. Stasis Snare. I'd hate to... Yeah, I was going to say, get rid of Pia Nalar. I'd hate to use something like Stasis Snare on a 1/1 Thopter token, since, Pia Nalar basically is the reason why this thing would do 2 damage each turn. Oh, and he's attacking in with his Throbbing Inspectors. Well, the other side only has 1 power creature, so if he wants to block, he's going to either have to double block 1 or lose both of his creatures. But Insolent Neonate can now attack in for free. And another Pia Nalar, so there's another Thopter token. And the buff ability back again. So he's going to attack all in here. He has the mana to sacrifice Bomat Courier if he chooses to block him. He cannot block the Neonate, he cannot block the Thopter. So he blocks Bomat Courier, but surprisingly he trades instead of sacrificing him to draw 2 cards. I mean, granted, he did get rid of a very annoying creature. Ooh, Declaration in Stone, that'll get rid of the Thopter tokens. And passing the turn. So, things are very stable at the moment. It's pretty much going to come down to who top decks a bomb first. Inventor's Apprentice, not really that helpful right now. It does widen his defense. A 1-2 can block a 1-2 for free. Let's see. Target artifact creature. Okay, so he chooses not to attack in there. The gain of most likely 1 damage and losing Pia Nalar really wasn't worth the effort. Oath of Nissa finds Aerial Responder. Now that, in and of itself isn't really a bomb, but in this particular situation, it is an extremely good card. Something that Rakdos needs an answer for. A 2/3 flying Vigilance by itself, that would be amazing right here. 2 damage that Rakdos most likely can't block. Vigilance, meaning that it can block any return strike, and lifelink. But he pops the Insolent Neonate, discards Fiery Temper, and he's going to nuke the Aerial Responder before it ever gets to work. And, that was pretty much his best action right there, was to get rid of the Aerial Responder. Because like I was saying, he can attack in unblocked. He has Vigilance, so he doesn't have to tap, so he's got him back on defense. And it has lifelink, which could very easily turn the tide of this battle. Okay, Nissa, Voice of Zendikar, making a plant token. And, I know I just went on a rant about Aerial Responder being able to turn the tide of a game. This game. Nissa can very easily win Selesnya this game. I mean, just, the chump blockers alone can help. Especially since he's getting chump blockers, which gives him loyalty counters, which can give him +1/+1 counters when he wants. So, Rakdos, I'm pretty sure, is going to lose this game. Angel of Invention. Fabricate 2. Honestly, I think I would... Yeah. I was thinking I would give the Angel of Invention the +1/+1 counters, since you're going to be making tokens anyway. It's an easy way of buffing up your team without having to lose 2 loyalty counters on Nissa. So now he's got 2 2/3s and a 1/2 attacking in. He's going to lose the plant token to Pia Nalar, but more importantly, he gets through for 4. And next turn, he's got a 4/3 flying Vigilance lifelink, so a bigger Aerial Responder to deal with. Same toughness, though. So if he's got a Fiery Temper play, he could kill Angel of Invention quite easily. So, Insolent Neonate sacrifices it to draw a card, discarding Smoldering Marsh, and concedes. And that's what it came down to, really, was, Nissa was a great play. I would say not instrumental in winning that game. Honestly, it was the Aerial Responder followed by the Angel of Invention which won him that game. Because, unfortunately for Rakdos, he was out of gas, and he managed to kill the big threat of Aerial Responder, but he didn't have a way of responding to the bigger threat of the Angel of Invention. Well, that game lasted for about 10 minutes, so I'm going to have to end the video here. That was Rakdos Aggro versus Selesnya Aggro, and if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I will see you in the next video.